Hello, dear PhysioTV viewers. Myself, Dr. Kajal Vyas, currently working as an assistant professor at MGM Institute of Physiotherapy, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. I welcome you all to the third part of assessment of diastasis recti abdominis. I'll be performing this on a model. The consent from the model has been taken. Moving on to the demonstration part. As we have seen in the part 1 about the introduction, definition and pathology of diastasis recti abdominis, the triggering factors, the causative factors for diastasis recti, and we have also seen the clinical significance. In the next part, we have seen the theoretical part of assessment of diastasis recti. On the third part, we are going to see the demonstration on a model. The consent from the model has been taken, as I already mentioned. The part to be assessed need to be uncovered. So now, with the help of 2 towels, the other part needs to be covered. Proper consent need to be taken. Now, as we have seen, first coming to the patient position. The position of the patient, as we are doing on the model, the position of the model will be crook lying position. Can you fold your leg? Feet flat on the floor, and there should be distance between both the knees, both the feet. As we have seen, now second part will be the instructions which needs to be given to the patient. I'll instruct the model to lift the head, neck and shoulders of the treatment table. Clear instructions need to be given to lift the head and shoulders of the treatment table until the spine of the scapula clears the table. The hands should be reaching towards the knees as the patient clears the shoulder and neck of the table. Relax. Keep your hands down. This was about the instructions to the patient. Third part is about the assessment part. About the therapist fingers placement, hand placement. Now, 2 fingers needs to be placed horizontally across the midline at the abdomen. Then you will instruct the patient again to lift the head and neck of the plinth. Okay, relax. Okay. Are you comfortable? Keep asking the patient if the patient is comfortable. Make sure your fingers doesn't poke and cause any discomfort to the patient. Firstly, we assess at the umbilicus level. Then 2 centimeters above the umbilicus, same, you have to lift your head and shoulders. Okay, relax. And same thing will be 2 to 3 centimeters below the umbilicus. Come up. Okay, relax. Okay, fine. So, when interpreting the diastasis recti, if there is a gap at the linea alba, your 2 fingers will sink in the gap between the 2 rectus bellies, and you will feel it at the lateral side of your fingers, that your fingers are sinking in and the gap is evident. After that, you have to measure the distance of your fingers. So you are placing 2 fingers, you have to measure the distance. As we have already seen, anything which is less than or equal to 2 centimeters is considered normal. Anything more than 2 centimeter distance is considered as significance of presence of diastasis recti. We have also seen the different causative factors, different cases in which diastasis recti can be seen. At present, I would like to tell you that diastasis recti needs to be assessed in the pregnant females or postpartum females. In postpartum females on day 3rd of the postpartum period, and for females after 6 weeks post-delivery. This is a time period which many students do get confused about. We have also discussed the significance, so I will, if you want to go through it, you can see the part 1 of the assessment. Thank you. I'll cover this.